Hello and welcome to this video tutorial on how to change a mixed number into an improper fraction. And we're going to be doing that by drawing a picture. Let's begin. Let's think about what we already know about fractions. In a fraction, the denominator, or the bottom number, tells us how many parts the whole is divided into. In this case, the whole has been divided into 4 equal parts. The numerator, or the top number, tells us how many parts we have. So in the case of this fraction, we have 3 out of 4 parts. And so this will illustrate the fraction 3/4. Now typically when we think of a fraction, we think of the smaller number on top and the larger number on the bottom, but this doesn't have to be so. And this is when we get into improper fractions. Now, before we jump to improper fractions, let's look at what we know about mixed numbers. A mixed number is a mix of a whole number and a fraction. And I've drawn a picture of what 1 1/3 looks like here. Now keep in mind as you're drawing your sketches by hand that fractions are all about equal groups, and when we're drawing something by hand, we're not going to make perfect equal groups, but it's still going to help us figure out what we need to learn. So don't worry if you can't get them exactly perfect. Now, let's take a look at this improper fraction. With an improper fraction, the larger number's on top and the smaller number's on the bottom. But the rules that we know about fractions remain the same. The denominator, or the bottom number, still tells us how many parts the whole is divided into, and the numerator is still telling us how many parts we have. And it looks a little strange to see a fraction with the larger number on top, and even the name improper fraction makes it seem like there's something wrong with this fraction. But there's not. It's just a different way to display a mixed number. And you'll find as you go on in fractions that it's a very handy skill to have, switching back and forth between improper fractions and mixed numbers. So let's figure out how to do that. So here we have the mixed number 2 1/4. And let's draw a picture of what that looks like. I'm going to draw 2 circles to represent the 2 whole, and then I'm going to take a third circle, divide it into fourths, and color in 1/4 to represent the 1/4. And let's go ahead and color in our 2 whole as well. So you can see this is the mixed number 2 1/4. Now, let's think back to what we know about the denominator. The denominator tells us how many parts the 1 whole is divided into. In this case, our denominator is 4, which means these wholes can be divided into fourths. And so now I have everything divided into fourths. I can count how many fourths I have. So let's count our fourths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 fourths altogether in my illustration here. So I know that 2 1/4 is the same thing as 9 fourths. Now another way you might want to think about it is that this 1 whole has been divided into 4 fourths, and this whole has been divided into 4 fourths, and this one is showing 1/4. And if I add all those together, I end up with 9 fourths. Let's do another one. So here we have the mixed number 2 1/3. And this time I will draw my wholes as rectangles. So there is my 2 whole, and then to illustrate my 1/3, I will take 1 whole and divide it into 3 equal groups. So there's 1, 2, and 1/3. Now, to turn this into an improper fraction, I need to find out how many thirds I have. So I'm going to take my 2 wholes and divided them into thirds, and now I can count my thirds. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7/3. So 2 1/3 is equal to 7/3. Okay, so for this last one, I'd like you to give it a try on your own. Pause the video and then draw a sketch of 3 1/4 and figure out what 3 1/4 is as an improper fraction. Good luck. Welcome back. So here's my illustration of 3 1/4, and I've discovered that there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13/4. So 3 1/4 is equal to 13/4. Hopefully you got the same answer. This is the end of my video lesson. I hope you found it helpful. Thanks for watching.